finally got the Dyna on rental. Got it for a whole weekend. Unfortunately, it was raining really hard yesterday. I don't know if anybody watches Joe at Ohio Woodburner. That rainstorm that wiped out his wood yard made its way over here to New Hampshire, and while we didn't get quite as much rain as Joe got, it did rain here all day yesterday pretty good, so I wasn't able to do any recording. So we'll make some videos today. It's still raining off and on. Hopefully the rain holds off a little bit. And that's my wife running the machine. It's very simple to run. It's a great machine. She's just checking. There's marks on there to advance it so that you have, like if you're cutting a 16-inch block, your 16-inch block stays on the infeed, and you just have a cookie that drops off this side. But I will set you guys up and take some videos of this, and we'll do a walk around and tell you all the things we like and don't like after. Pick that wedge up a little more. Good. This is one thing that's annoying about this, is having to do all the re-splits. But kind of is what it is. Came with a 6-way wedge. Do a quick walk around on the machine while the wife has a couple of small pieces to process that won't need to be re-split, hopefully. It's got a cat diesel. I don't know if you can pick me up over the engine noise. So we're getting ready to pack this up and take it back at the end of the rental. Not sure how much we did. Didn't do as much as I had anticipated doing, but we did a decent amount. I did 4 cords and delivered those, and then well, we probably had half of that size pile already here, and then so half again, and then these 2, and that's what I got left for wood. About, I don't know, I'm thinking there's 5 cords, 6 cords, maybe 7. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Looks like a triaxle load to me. Pretty close. And I had 2 trailer loads here, so I figured I had like close to 28 cords, 26 cords when we started. And I did 2 cords with just a splitter that I delivered before. So yeah, I don't know, I'll have to figure it out and see, but the machine performed good. The wedge is perfect for like 10-inch and under, I would say. You get much over 10-inch and you wind up, depending on how big you want your wood, you wind up getting a lot of re-splits, and that's a drag. The floor grate works pretty good to get a lot of the trash out. Could use one on the conveyor, which they do. That is an option. This is just a rental, so the guy said this is a, you know, just a basic no frills model. Doesn't have the positive log stop. It's got that plow guide or whatever they call that thing. But yeah, it's got plenty of power. It's pretty quick. I don't know what the cycle time on it is. 4 seconds maybe, something like that. But yeah, the other issue we kept having was a lot of times wood would start getting jammed up in the throat here, and that was kind of a pain having to clear that out. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but occasionally. I mean, I guess you're going to get that with any processor probably, but so I've come back up to the wood yard this evening after work to clean up the mess from renting the processor, and kind of tell you guys a little more about what I thought about it. We were kind of in a rush to get it packed up. It had to be back by 5 o'clock, and I didn't really take time to go into a lot of detail with it. But overall, it was I mean, it's not a bad machine. It's just, if I'm gonna rent something like that again, I'm gonna make sure I have just the perfect size wood, because anything over, you get up into the 12-inch range with that processor, and they only come with a 6-way wedge, and really anything over 10 inches is just too big, and you spend a lot of time re-splitting. And I didn't realize that until I started using it, and we spent a lot of time re-splitting. We put, I don't know, I thought we had like 18 hours, and we didn't. We had about 14 on it. We picked it up Friday after work and ran it for like 2.5 hours Friday night. I ran it for 5.5 hours Saturday, so there's 8 hours, and then we ended up putting about 7 hours on it Sunday, only because I already had a previous engagement. I had to meet somebody early in the morning, and we didn't really get started until about 9 o'clock in the morning, and we had to be done by 3 to get it cleaned up and packed up and take it back to the rental place. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away from here. So 14 hours. I figure we did about, well, let me see. I processed and delivered 4 cords on Saturday, and then we probably did 3 cords Friday night. So there's 7. And then, yeah, we probably did, I don't know, 6 or 7 cords on Sunday. So I'm guessing about 14 cords altogether. So that comes out to about a cord an hour, which is not super impressive. However, it was because we had to do so many resplits. Down 10 inch and under on that 6-way wedge, I mean, you can really fly. 2 cords an hour, no problem, as long as you've got somebody feeding it and somebody running it. And had I known that, I would have done things differently. So in the future, if we're gonna do something like that again, that's what we'll do, is we'll just sort the wood out accordingly, and we'll only run 10 inch and under. But it was a good learning experience anyways, and we got more done than we would have got done with a chainsaw and a wood splitter on Saturday and Sunday, especially because Saturday was raining, pouring rain all day. That's why I didn't get any video of Saturday. But it doesn't do too bad with a 6-way wedge. I mean, you get some junk, some trash that I think you're probably going to get with any processor or anything with a multi-way wedge, to be honest with you. I mean, my 4-way wedge on my splitter is manageable because you're handling every piece, but I would imagine you get on something with a 6 or an 8 or even a 12-way, even the box wedges, that I see on YouTube. They make, depending on, you know, what you got going through for wood, they make a decent amount of trash, but that's just the cost of higher production, I guess. So yeah, it worked out good. I'm gonna push this stuff back up over here in the corner as best I can, and get to cleaning up this junk, and then move the splitter and the conveyor back over here so we can get some more stuff bucked up. And we got 3 more cords to split and deliver this week, so we'll get those done and keep plugging away.